good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Hardy, but you can refer to me as Lynn if that's more comfortable for you. Before we get started, do you mind verifying your name and date of birth for me?
Yes, it's Danielle Miller.
Okay.
February 12th, 1978.
February 12th, 1978.
78.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And do you prefer to be called Miss Miller or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Miss Miller? Okay, great. And then there's some things I want to outline with you before we get into our assessment today. I know you may have read it over our, limits of confidentiality, but I'm going to go over some highlights, all right?
Okay.
So if you report that you have wanted or want to hurt yourself or hurt other people or kill yourself or kill other people, that's something I may have to report after questioning you. And then I also have to report incidences of child abuse, elderly abuse, as well as any case of domestic violence. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, great. And I just want to outline our assessment today so you're aware of what's going on. This is the Biopsychosocial Assessment, which is going to look a little bit different than our follow-up sessions. This session has so many questions, so I apologize if I repeat myself or I guide you to another question quickly because we only have a 60-minute session. I definitely don't want to follow through in the next session just to finish this up.
Okay.
So if there's anything that you wanted to talk more about, we'll focus on that for the next session, okay?
Okay, sure.
Great. Do you have any questions about this biopsychosocial assessment?
No.
Okay, great. All right, awesome. So let's get started then. Please tell me what brought you in today.
Well, I was just having some issues with my relationship and with my husband. Things just aren't going really well. I just found out that he is cheating on me, so yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that. And when did you find out?
A few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Okay. Was it something you walked into or confronted him with?
Yeah, it's sort of something that just came out of nowhere. I wasn't really aware that this was going on, and then the woman, she was sending him text messages on his phone. They just kept popping up on his lock screen.
Got it.
So I wasn't being nosy, but I just saw some of those messages. So
okay, well, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Infidelity. You must have felt so horrible when you saw those messages.
Yeah, I was I'm still in shock, I think. Yeah.
So you said this happened a couple weeks ago. Can you expand on what happened after you found out?
Yeah, I mean, I confronted him about it. He didn't deny it. Just said that, I've been distant for a long time and that he has needs. So, and he says we're in an unloving marriage, but, we need to stay together for the children. So he's a good dad and he's doing the best he can in that regard. He just says he's not really in love with me anymore, so.
Okay, well, where do you stand on the relationship?
I would like to, keep our marriage together and keep things with the children going for the children and just maybe be there for him, so maybe change my efforts in the relationship, put forth more effort, I guess.
Okay. And have you talked to him about any marital counseling possibly? Is he willing to put in the effort as well?
Not right now, no. I just think that maybe if I show him, then he'll change his mind.
Okay. But just to be clear though, he did say he wanted to stay for the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. And you haven't talked to him about marital counseling yet?
I brought it up, but he's not interested.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Just to be clear then. Well, how have you been feeling? This must be a lot to take in.
I'm just, I'm not really surprised because, we've been distant for a while in the relationship, so.
How long have you guys been married?
15 years.
15 years, oh wow, that's quite a little bit then.
Yeah.
Can you expand on your feelings for me? Because I know you said you're not surprised, but how are you?
I really, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's very hard to name
Yeah.
the feelings sometimes. Yeah. Do you ever feel sadness or depression since then?
I just don't really want to do anything. I'm really just focused on fixing this relationship.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And do you feel any sort of anxiety since finding out?
I mean, I'm anxious. I'm worried that he's going to leave. So I'm constantly having like nightmares that, I wake up and he's not there.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we could work on this together. But what do you want to see out of treatment?
I'm just hoping to be able to communicate with him better and just like improve the way that I interact with him, so that maybe he'll decide that he really wants to be in this relationship for us too, and that he'll end this affair that he's having.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're very determined to work on yourself. And if he doesn't want to change, does that change your motivation in any way?
No, because I don't know that right now. I mean, I just feel like we're still in the beginning.
Got it.
And I know he's not going to leave because of the kids, so I feel like I have an opportunity here.
Okay. So you just want to work more on your communication is what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And before we move forward, do you mind if I start taking notes just to keep everything straight for me?
Yes, that's great.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I know we had talked about a little bit about depression and anxiety. Can you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, of your feeling of depression? How depressed are you currently?
I don't know, maybe a 3. I don't really feel anything.
Okay. So. Got it. And did you feel anything before, like the scale number before the infidelity?
No, not really.
Okay. So that was 0 before and then 3 now?
I guess.
Okay. What about with anxiety? 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest?
I have probably like 7 or 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about before you found out?
Probably like a 5.
5? Okay. And this is just due to the infidelity. Okay. Well, how often do you feel anxious?
All the time.
All the time,
It's
okay.
Constant, yeah.
Constant, okay, and never goes away?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm just used to dealing with it.
And you're usually at an 8, a stable 8?
I'm usually at a 5, but
Usually.
since the relationship, I think I've like 4 or 5 usually, but since this, like now I'm having nightmares and I'm thinking about it, like intrusive thoughts, like during the day. So
Got
I'm really
it.
gonna eat.
Does it get worse throughout the day, or is there any time that it gets better?
It does get worse throughout the day because I'm usually like, most motivated in the morning.
Got
As the day goes on, like I just get tired and I start thinking about it more. So.
Okay, I understand. I'm sorry you have to go through this.
Yeah, thanks.
Is it the same with depression as well, or you're not really as depressed?
I don't really feel that depressed. I mean, I don't know. I just don't really feel anything in regards to that either way.
Okay, so
So you feel numb most of the time when it comes to that aspect of sadness. Okay. And you said you were having nightmares. You have nightmares every night since then?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're not in Army North, you're the only one that's Army North, so I can update your DTMS. Everybody else I can't touch. So
do these nightmares wake you up?
Yeah, they do.
How often?
Maybe once a night at least.
Yes.
How much sleep have you been getting?
About 5 hours maybe.
5 hours. And what was that like before?
It was maybe like 6.
Okay. Okay, so it's not too bad at least, but these nightmares sound problematic for sure.
Well, I wasn't waking up either, so.
Got it. Have you noticed any appetite or weight changes?
Not really. I haven't really been paying attention to that. I probably eat maybe a little bit less, but I don't think it's significant.
Got it. But you haven't felt any of your clothes getting looser or anything?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, if they did, it wouldn't be a bad thing. That would be one good thing that came out of this.
Well, you
Yeah.
definitely want to keep monitoring it though, because you don't want to lose too much weight either.
Yeah.
And your appetite and weight before was something you were happy with though. Okay. All right. Was there any other previous episodes of infidelity ever?
Okay.
No. This is, as far as I know,
Okay.
this is the first one. I don't
Got it.
really know if there's been anything else.
Well, have you ever sought treatment for any behavioral health issues that ever came up?
There you go. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I've had therapy before. It was
Okay.
just to work on some, like, more anxiety. I'm an anxious person, so
Okay.
I was really dealing with that.
And how long ago was this?
After my child, my oldest was born,
Okay.
so
So you're gonna update
Well,
the
this is like-
No, I
DTMS?
can't
12.
because y'all aren't on North.
maybe like,
Only he is.
yeah, 12 years ago or 11 years ago.
Appreciate it.
somewhere around there.
Have a good one.
You too.
Tell me more about why your anxiety developed.
I was just really worried that something bad was going to happen to him,
Okay.
and I just kept having like intrusive thoughts that something horrible was going to happen to him. It was just,
Take this.
I was very anxious. It was making things difficult. I was starting to like adapt to behaviors that I felt like were going to be intrusive to work, and so yeah.
Well, how was therapy for you?
It was good. I mean, it was successful.
Okay,
so,
great.
It helped alleviate, or helps me learn how to deal with some of that anxiety in regards to myself.
Yeah, that should be the one.
So it sounds like you learned some very good coping skills.
Yeah, I mean, I exercise and I meditate, so.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
then you got your imposter syndrome?
And were you ever prescribed any medications for anxiety?
No.
Okay.
There you go.
Besides the anxiety that you experienced with your newborn, have you experienced any death in your life or significant trauma?
Yeah, I mean, my grandparents died when I was young,
Yeah.
but I don't really consider that traumatic. It was a little traumatic.
Where are you going right now?
I mean, that's it.
Well, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. Death of a loved one is never easy.
Yeah.
How old were you?
So I lost all three when I was in high school, so maybe between the ages of like 14 and 17.
Oh gosh, that's a lot.
We got like one grandparent left, so
Okay.
There you go. Welcome.
really, really old. Getting ready to die soon.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it on your mom's side or dad's side?
On my mom's side,
Grandma, grandpa?
grandpa.
Okay. How are you coping with your grandpa in hospice?
Well, he's just in a nursing home.
Nursing
he's not
home.
really getting any hospice care.
Okay.
It's fine. He's grumpy. So.
Are you okay though?
Oh yeah. I mean, he's old, so.
Got it. And have you experienced any form? Bless you.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a cough.
Okay, no, you're totally good. All right. Have you experienced any form of abuse or neglect?
No.
No? Okay. And throughout your life, have you ever been touched inappropriately or approached for sex inappropriately?
No.
Okay. Have you experienced any sexual discrimination or harassment?
I probably, but I mean, yes, I have.
Mhm.
It's not a source of issue. It's not an issue for me though.
Okay. Can you tell me more about what happened?
Oh, I mean, like being a woman in a man's world, like.
Understood.
I think every woman's experienced it, so yeah.
So have you just experienced this during work or?
Yeah, I work in
Mhm.
sales, and you know, a lot of the men just, you know, make comments all the time. And they post have these calendars like hang up by their desks, and
Understood.
I mean, it's just a man's world. So most of the people I work with are men. And
I'm sorry to hear that. It's still not okay, and hopefully the culture of your office changes eventually.
yeah, well, I don't think so. I've been there 20 years. It's insane.
Wow,
so,
that is a long time.
No.
Well, have you, not to, we'll talk about your job at a later time, so I'm just gonna, it sounds like I'm skipping around, but I will just keep pushing on, okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, have you been prescribed any medications?
No, I mean, I take vitamins and stuff like that.
Okay. Got it. Now we're going to go into a little bit more intimate topics. Please be as honest as you can with me, and if you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to answer them.
Okay.
Just don't lie if possible.
Okay.
Okay? Have you ever now or in the past have had thoughts about hurting yourself or killing yourself?
No.
Okay. Cool. And then have you ever had thoughts about killing other people or hurting other people?
Sometimes I get a little bit of road rage.
Mm-hmm.
I think, wouldn't it be great if I ran into that guy, but it's like usually very temporary, like fleeting.
I got you. So there's really no intention.
No.
Okay, awesome. Now, road rage, especially in Texas, can be
it's pretty dangerous. So I try to calm myself down and take some deep breaths. It's not worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, and then have you ever heard or seen things that other people do not see or hear?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, and then do you have any thoughts or beliefs that may be weird or unusual?
I don't know, maybe people think it's unusual that I want to remain with my husband after he cheated on me, but...
No, that's completely normal. You've been married for 15 years, and you have, you said one child, or?
Two. Yeah.
Two, so you have two beautiful children. There's nothing wrong with wanting to stay and see what happens, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay. I know we had talked about your anxiety when your son was born. Did that impact your relationship at all with your husband then?
Yeah, I think it definitely did, because all I wanted to do was like make sure that my son was safe all the time, and I wasn't really interested in him sexually. So, I mean, I think that, and I had some pain after giving birth too, so that also played a factor. But yeah, it definitely affected our relationship. I think that he was resentful of my son, maybe like a little bit jealous.
Okay. And he was resentful because he wasn't getting the same level of intimacy?
Yeah, same level of intimacy or attention also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know you have more anxiety now as well. Is that also affecting your relationship negatively?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, it's been, the reason he cheated on me is because we haven't really been intimate in probably 4 months at least, if not longer. So I can't really remember the last time we were intimate. And we don't really do a whole lot together. It's kind of like we're, more roommates.
Okay.
I didn't really realize there was an issue because, we get along and he seems happy, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And do you know why the intimacy has gone down in the last 4 months?
I'm just really busy with work and really focused on that, really focused on the kids, not really interested in him that way.
Okay.
I love him, but I just don't really feel like having sex ever, so.
Okay, I understand. And due to your anxiety, have you felt distant from your friends and family?
No, not really. I still talk to them the same.
Great. I'm glad that it sounds like you still have a good support system. Have you gotten into any legal issues because of this? No? Okay. Has the infidelity affected your ability to perform in your job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Please tell me more about that.
It's kind of, I get intrusive thoughts sometimes at work, and sometimes I'm kind of thinking about it when I should be like focused on my job, like what I'm doing. And I'm constantly thinking about whether I need to call my husband or when I'm gonna, how I'm gonna behave when I see him next, and that type of thing. So.
I'm sorry, that must be exhausting to always have that on your mind, but also simultaneously trying to do work.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Okay. Have you noticed a decline in your leisure activities or hobbies?
I really don't have any hobbies or leisure activities. No.
Have you not had them before, or?
It's been, I can't remember the last time I had, probably before the kids were born, so maybe like, I don't know, more than 12 years ago.
Do you remember any of those hobbies and things you like to do?
I like to go for bike rides and run. I used to do like triathlons.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It took up a lot of time because you're doing, biking, running, swimming, like.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
So it's your free time. And I mean, I guess now I still watch like Netflix or TV. Sometime I guess it's a hobby if you want to count that.
No, that's still good to wind down at the end of the day with some shows.
I still exercise now. I'm just not like as focused on training for an event.
Got it.
So I don't really exercise with a purpose anymore. So it's kind of like not as fun.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, what do you do for exercise?
Just yoga.
Yoga? Oh, that still sounds fun.
I do like some workout videos sometimes.
Okay. Have you noticed any other sorts of discomfort stemming from this infidelity?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. No.
Like maybe physical discomfort or anything that you wanted to talk to me about?
No.
No? Okay. Have you been utilizing any of your coping skills from before?
Yeah, I mean, I meditate, and I do some deep breathing, so I do the exercise, so yeah.
Okay, great.
They don't really seem to be helping though.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're totally good. So we'll work on finding some new coping skills, and hopefully they'll be something we can work on later. Right. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and start talking about your childhood and growing up. Where are your parents from?
They're from New York.
New York? Okay. Where were they born?
Buffalo, New York.
Okay, got it. So they're just born and raised in New York. And what about yourself? Same, okay. You were also raised in Buffalo, New York as well? Okay. Did you end up moving around a lot?
No.
No.
I hated that. I didn't like being in one spot. I wish we could have moved around.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
And then do you have any siblings?
I've got 2 brothers.
Okay. Older or younger?
Younger.
All right. So you're the oldest then. Were you reared by both of your parents?
Yes.
Great.
They're still married.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And were they your primary caretaker? Or
Yeah.
Okay, both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. And nothing has changed at all? They've been married? You've not had any other caretakers?
No.
Okay. How do your parents get along?
They're fine, I guess.
Okay, good. Did you feel wanted as a child?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Why do you say sometimes?
I don't know. My mom always seemed very judgmental. I've always felt like I wasn't good enough for her. So.
Sorry to hear that. What about your father?
He was always like really understanding, but he had this period when my grandparents died that he had anger issues and a lot of anxiety during that time, so he kind of took it out on us kids. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
What does your current relationship look like? All right. Okay, so moving on. Has anyone in your family experienced any behavioral health issues? I know you had mentioned your brother.
Yeah, no, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. How about any medical?
My dad had a heart attack or something, but it was when I was a kid. It didn't really affect me.
Okay, great. Did your family experience any legal problems?
No.
Okay. When your brother was getting treatment, did that affect you in any way as well?
I had to go in for the
Mhm.
sessions for family therapy, but other than that, it didn't have any effect on me.
Okay. All right. And then moving on to your education as a child then, how was school like for you?
As grade school really was horrible.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Did it eventually get better though?
Yeah, for high school. High school was really
Mhm.
good, but yeah, before that I didn't have any friends. I hated going to school, so.
Okay, I can definitely understand that. And so it was horrible because you didn't have friends, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Got it. And then you made friends in high school. Awesome.
Yeah. Mhm.
Did you, and then, well, what's the highest level of education then?
Master's degree.
And what was your degree in?
Business.
Business? Okay, great. Did you experience any academic problems?
No, I mean just a little bit of issues with math.
Math,
But
okay.
I went into business, so.
Understood.
Yeah.
Did you experience any other challenges?
No.
No? Okay. And did you end up enjoying school at all next to elementary school or grade school?
Yeah, I mean, high school was great. I just really didn't
Mhm.
like elementary school. It was really hard for me.
And what did you like about it?
I had friends and I had a lot of
Mhm.
freedom. So my parents pretty much let me do what I want for the most part.
Mhm.
So
That does sound fun.
yeah.
And you didn't experience any issues in college either?
I mean, college, no.
No, college was good. Great. Did you have any behavioral health behavior issues at school at all?
I would cry and go to the bathroom when I was a kid.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And it was just because you didn't have friends or?
Yeah, I was really anxious and
Mhm.
like a really anxious child, so everything would bother me.
Got it. I understand you said you didn't have any friends, but were you a little bit sociable as a child?
I tried to go to a couple parties,
Mhm.
and that always ended poorly. Like they were like usually sleepovers,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom would always have to come pick me up because I couldn't
sorry.
stay through the night. Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that. That must be hard.
yeah. I
It
had
sounds
to go home.
you were able to get over that when you made friends in high school, though.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Were your interests and hobbies different then than they are now, or as you grew up?
I mean, yeah, I'm more
Mhm.
into like exercise and fitness and running and like stuff like that. But when I was as a kid, I was more into like really young. I was into playing with Barbie dolls and
Oh,
toys,
that's so fun.
and stuffed animals and like
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And then in high school, I was more into like musicals and plays and
Okay.
things like that. So,
Oh, that's so fun. I love musicals.
yeah, I was in chorus and
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
And when did you begin dating?
in high school.
In school? And at what age did you become sexually active?
16.
Now we're going to move on to talking about your life as an adult. What's your current living situation?
I live with my husband and 2 children.
All right. And you said your oldest is 12.
Mm-hmm.
And how old is your youngest?
8.
8, and they're both boys?
No, boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. Got it. Are you sleeping in the same room with your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. Do your 2 children have separate rooms?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever lived alone?
Yes.
How was that for you?
Fantastic.
I hear you. It's fun. You don't have to deal with anybody else.
Yes.
And how long was that for?
5 years.
Okay. And what's your current neighborhood like?
It's not really the best.
No. Well, do you feel safe?
Not really.
Why do you say that?
There's a lot of like shootings like going on in the neighborhood, like a lot of robberies and stuff too. So.
Gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That does not sound pleasant at all.
Yeah, we can't really let the kids like run around. Like I used to run around on the block and do whatever I wanted when I was a kid, but we can't let our children do that. So.
It's good that you're taking safety precautions, though.
Yeah.
Do you have any firearms?
Yes.
And where are they stored?
In a safe or locked up.
Okay, great. Do you feel safe at home?
Yes.
Okay, good. I know you had mentioned you're currently in sales for 20 years.
Yeah.
And how much do they pay you?
I really don't want to disclose that.
Oh, that's totally fine.
It's
we'll
different
move on.
too. It's kind of based on commissions too, so it's
Commissions,
not something I
got
can
it.
easily like say.
Got it.
Yeah, but I'm the breadwinner. Let's put it
Got
that way.
Breadwinner. Are you facing any financial difficulty?
No.
Okay. And your current house, do you rent it or own it?
We own it.
Okay. Was there ever a time you were homeless?
No.
Okay. Do you use any community resources such as childcare, YMCA, and so on?
Yeah, the kids have an after-school program at the YMCA.
Oh, that's great. And then are you interested in learning about any more community resources?
I don't know. If there's anything that can help improve my relationship, sure.
Yeah, of course. I can print you a list of our local San Antonio resource guide after this, and I'll send you home with it. There's so many. I can hardly start, begin to tell you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here, I'll write that note down. All right. Is this your first marriage?
Yes.
Okay. And how old were you when you got married?
25.
25, alrighty. And how old was your spouse?
He was 21.
I know we had talked about a number of issues within your marriage, such as obviously the infidelity, which is why you came in today. You had mentioned communication issues as well, and the lack of intimacy. Is there any other problems within this marriage that we haven't talked about yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think communication is the big one.
The communication is the big one. Got it. I know at the Family Advocacy Program, they offer kind of communication classes between your significant other, so that's something I can refer you to as well.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty. Do you have any stepchildren?
No.
Okay. Do you have any parenting issues or concerns?
No.
Who do you consider your support system?
I used to consider my spouse my support system, but I don't know anymore. I guess my parents, my brothers.
Do you have any friends?
No.
No. Any work friends?
Yeah, I mean, there's a person like a work wife.
Got it.
You know, even though we're both the only two girls in the office, so we gotta stick together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have someone to, especially when you told me about the culture of your company with the men. All right. Do you have any stressors concerning your support system right now?
Just that I don't really have like one person I could really tell everything to or talk to about anything.
Got it.
You know, there's always limits on like what I can discuss with my current support system. So
why is that?
I don't think my parents are really going to be understanding or supportive, and my spouse, I don't know if I can trust him anymore. My work wife, like, you know, I only know her at the office, right? So
Okay.
there's like certain things that I don't want to talk about. I don't want her to have like this bad impression of my husband, right?
I understand completely.
So it's just,
Mm-hmm.
you start talking about your problems to people, then they kind of get like, they all take your side and kind of get a bad impression of like the other people that are causing you problems, right? So
I completely get it. It's
Yeah.
hard to erase, especially what you say, and
yeah,
sometimes you can never be in their good graces again.
yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously you want to work through with your husband's relationship, so
Yeah.
I can definitely understand where you're coming from. I'm glad you came in here today then. Thank you for being vulnerable with me and being able to share this with me. How do you find your culture?
How do I define it?
Yes. No, it's a loaded question.
Just, I'm from the United States.
So
Like
American culture.
American.
Still culture, got it.
New York.
New York.
Western New York culture, which is different than New York City. So
Really? What's the difference?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. We don't speak like they do in New York City. You know, I don't think New York even uses the term pop. Like we call things soda, we call it pop, right? A lot of differences.
Oh, understood.
Just two.
Got it. And then are there any beliefs or values that are important to you?
Not really. I'm not a religious person.
Okay. Any traditions that are important to you?
We celebrate the basic holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. So
that's so fun.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff surrounding that, but.
Okay, great. All right. In current occupation, and you're in sales, or is there a specific job title?
I'm assistant sales manager, I guess.
Got it. Whoops. Okay. All right. And then how many jobs have you had in your lifetime?
12.
All right. Could you give me a brief summary of what these jobs were?
Customer service.
All right, great. Were the reasons for the job changes?
So school, I was fired one time for being late. Just didn't like the job, so. Yeah.
Understood. All right. Are there any other employment concerns that you have?
No.
Okay. And you like this current job of yours?
No, but it's not a concern.
Okay, got it. And are you currently serving in the military, or have served, I should say?
No.
Right. Have you experienced any legal issues or problems? No. No history of child protective services or adult protective services?
No.
Any history of arrests?
No.
Any histories of DUI?
No.
All right. I understand that you said you weren't really religious, but are you spiritual in any type of way?
No.
No, okay. So religion does not really play a role in your life at all?
No.
Okay. What about in childhood?
I was raised Catholic.
Okay. And the level of your involvement is now non-existent?
Yeah.
Got it. Besides exercising right now, do you have any other recreational hobbies? I know you had mentioned Netflix as well, but just to be on the safe side and miss anything.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty much all I do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sounds good. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about intimacy and sexual preference, and if there's anything that you're uncomfortable with answering, you don't have to.
Okay.
Besides the lack of intimacy, have you noticed any other changes in your sex life?
No.
Okay. And then you're not currently sexually active, correct?
No.
What was your first sexual encounter like?
Awkward.
Awkward. All right. And then, can you describe to me your sexual orientation?
I guess heterosexual.
Got it. Have you always been heterosexual?
Yes.
All right. Do you use any birth control methods when you were intimate?
No.
Okay. Do you have any other concerns we didn't talk about related to your sex life?
Just that my husband's having sex with someone else, but no.
Understood.
We already talked about that.
Okay. And then, do you have any persistent or recurrent sexual interests that are maybe not so mainstream?
No, I'm pretty normal, I think.
Got it. Have you had any sexually transmitted diseases?
No.
Were you ever approached sexually or in an appropriate way in childhood?
No.
And were you ever approached sexually in an unwanted manner by your husband?
In an unwanted manner? No.
Okay.
No.
Right, now we're going to move on to the topic of substance abuse. Do you drink any alcohol?
Yes.
And how much?
A couple glasses of wine, like on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Okay. And by a couple, is it 2 or 3?
It's usually about 2.
2, got it. Do you smoke any tobacco products?
No.
What about drink any caffeine?
Yeah, I have a cup of coffee every day.
Every day. And just a standard 8-ounce cup or?
A 16-ounce cup.
16 ounce every day. Okay. Have you used any street drugs?
No.
Have you used any prescription drugs that weren't necessarily prescribed to you?
No.
When did you start drinking?
When I was 15.
15. Did you think your drinking was inappropriate in any way?
Well, probably shouldn't have been drinking so young because
Mhm.
it's against the law, but other than that, I didn't really consider it to be inappropriate, no.
Okay. And how often did you drink when you were?
I know whenever my friends and I could like go out and
Mhm.
get alcohol.
Understood.
And not have to drive somewhere too. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
Was it often during the week?
No, it was always on the weekends.
Okay. And how much do you usually drink on the weekends?
Until we got drunk and passed out.
Got it. And when did you stop doing that?
After college.
Got it. Were you ever hospitalized?
No.
Did your drinking ever affect you in any legal manner?
No.
Any medical issues because of it?
No.
All right. And then did it affect your interpersonal life at all?
No.
Okay. What about your... All right. And did your drinking affect you in any legal ways at all?
No.
All right. Was it ever a financial issue for you?
No.
Okay. I know we had talked about coping skills before, but what do you see as your strengths?
Well, I definitely want to change and improve for my relationship.
Okay.
So I'm willing to like seek out help for that.
I
think
do
I'm
like your motivation.
Motivated,
Yes.
yeah. Motivated. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you recognize any personal limitations?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
My anxiety, I guess, is a limitation.
Okay.
I guess time.
Time.
Like how much time I'm gonna have to devote to doing this. I think that's a
Got
big
it.
limitation. Yeah.
Do you think there's any systematic barriers that might, distract you from achieving your treatment goals?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, maybe I may try to make improvements, but, like, if my husband isn't seeing that, right?
Got it. On the other end of it, you
Yeah.
can't control his end.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit over your medical history. Do you experience any pain or discomfort currently?
No.
Right. Have you had any operations before?
Yeah. A cesarean.
Cesarean, okay.
Episiotomy for birth.
Got it. And then you already said you don't take any medications, you just take your vitamins. Are you allergic to anything?
No.
Were you hospitalized for anything? I think you had said no, but I want to reiterate that.
Yeah, no.
All right. Okay. Do you have any dental problems?
No.
Have you been in any accidents before?
No.
Have you experienced a TBI?
No.
Do you have any disabilities?
No.
Do you have any other physical or medical concerns that you wanted to discuss with me?
No.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some routine questions. How old are you?
43.
And what's your ethnicity?
I'm sorry, I'm 44.
44.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your ethnicity again?
I'm Caucasian, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What are you currently feeling right now?
A little anxious.
Anxious. Still on that level 8?
I'm like maybe about 6 right now.
6 now.
It's not as bad here talking to you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and we're going to kind of work on your orientation. So I'm going to ask you some mundane questions, okay? Do you know who the president is?
Yes.
Who is it?
Biden.
Got it.
Biden.
Do you know where you are currently?
Yes, I'm at the Vogel Resiliency Center on Fort Sam Houston.
All right. And then what's the current estimated time?
It's 12:50.
Got it. Okay. And how has your memory been?
Horrible.
Horrible. Do you mind if I test it?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to repeat to you 3 words, and can you just repeat it back to me?
Okay.
Peacock, lamp, garden.
Okay. Peacock, lamp, and garden.
Got it. All right. And then can you spell world for me forwards?
Forwards?
Yes.
WORLD.
And now backwards.
DLR.
Can you give me 2 current events?
I guess so. I haven't really been watching the news lately, so I know that some people are afraid that we're going to be going to war with China or invading Taiwan or something of that nature. I have also heard that, oh boy, second one. All these negative things I hear about.
Oh, I know.
About Biden, so I don't know. Recently, Uvalde. There was a shooting in Uvalde, right?
Yes.
Oh, and they found that runner's body. There was a jogger. They found the body of the jogger from Tennessee. They identified that the body of the jogger in Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did not know about that one for sure.
Okay.
Now, can you name me 5 presidents?
Yeah. Okay. So Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Obama, Bush Jr., Bush Sr.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
And can you give me 2 examples of proverbs?
Oh, that's a tough one. Think.
It's okay if none come to mind.
I'm really trying to think. I can't think of one. Nothing's coming to mind. Watch pot never boils. It's the only one I can think of, really.
Oh, that's okay. We can move on then if you can't think of anything else.
A rolling stone grows no moss.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
that's one.
I think that's one. All right.
Can you repeat those 3 words back again for me for the memory test I had just given you?
Oh, I don't know. Peacock. I really don't remember, honestly.
It's okay.
Peacock something. I don't know what it was.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
All right.
I told you my memory was bad.
And how are an apple and orange alike?
They're both fruits.
Awesome. And the next time you come in for your long-term memory, I'll probably try to ask you if you remembered those words again.
I only remembered one,
right.
so I might not remember that one. Okay.
It's okay. It's just part of our little routine questions, so just so you're prepared for that.
All right, thanks.
So it sounds like you came here today. Oh, you're welcome. Due to, unfortunately, infidelity issues, but you seem very motivated to try to tough through this and work on your communication with your husband. And again, I'm sorry that you have to go through this. Infidelity is never an easy thing to go through, and I'm grateful that you're able to be vulnerable with me and share this with me today, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You.
You're welcome. And again, thank you for answering all these questions. They were a lot. Did you have any questions for me?
No. I'm just looking forward to our next session. Hopefully we can start working on the issues.
Oh yes, definitely. We'll definitely delve into that instead of all of these questions. It was such a pleasure to meet you, Miss Miller. I really appreciate your time. And do you know how to set up your next appointment after this?
Yes.
Okay, great, yes. So just go to the front desk and they'll square you away.
Okay.
And if there's no further questions, I hope you have a great rest of your day, Miss Miller. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.